Saturday, May 18th, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, 2019. Guys, in this video, we're going to take a look at several things. This is going to be somewhat of a variety pack. I've got some interesting photographs, as usual, from you guys that are wide awake and got the cameras rolling, got some really cool video. But first, I want to start off with the weather. Weather conditions across the Great Plains and the upper Midwest today, tomorrow, and even into Monday. Conditions are very favorable, as we talked about a couple of days ago, actually, for the setup of severe weather. And it started very early this morning in Texas, just north and east of San Angelo, Texas, where there's been 3 tornadoes already. There's been a tornado just south and west of Oklahoma City. Look for that trend to continue throughout the day. As we see here at the GOES 16 on the infrared, this is a very large supercell system structure that expands 3 states. It's very strong. It's got more than enough potential to create severe weather, large hail, tornadoes that it's already done. Here's a look at it early this morning as it was just developing. And in fact, right in here is the area where the tornadoes spawned. There were at least 3, quite possibly 4. I know there was 4 confirmed, could be more, but look for this trend to continue today. Heavy rains in some areas that honestly don't need it. The ground is like sponges where farmers are trying to get crops in the fields. They're going from 105-day seed to 100-day seed to 90-day seed, which is going to reduce yields, which is not a good thing. So they don't need any more rain. However, it's coming. Some areas could see anywhere from 3, 4, 5, 6 inches of rain over the next 7 days. But this storm system right here is very powerful. And like I said, it's already created tornadoes that I'm going to show you here in a minute. I think one area took a house completely off of its foundation. What we're looking at here at weathercharts.com, this is for later on next week. Tuesday, in fact, we could see another one of those land-based hurricanes. That's what I call them. They're just giant storms with a center of rotation with a very deep low pressure. Like this one here is 983 millibars. The tight lines represent a huge wind field that expands nearly 800 miles. That's a big counterclockwise rotating storm system that covers, 12 states? That's Tuesday into Wednesday. This is during the overnight hours, which is not a good scenario. But that's going to continue on into Wednesday of next week, bringing severe weather to all the areas you see here in blue, orange, green, dark orange, especially the dark orange. That's a lot of severe weather, heavy rain, again, where they don't need it. So look for the possibility of yet another land-based hurricane, quote unquote, by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Here's the tornadoes that I was talking about earlier at hailreports.com, and you can see just north and east of San Angelo, we've had a report of a house completely demolished off of its foundation. Possible injuries. This was a very large tornado. Saw the hook echo on radar. It looked like it was on ground, but there were 3 in this area here in Texas, 2 up here, right on Highway 81, I think. 84, Highway 84, actually 2. Numerous trees are down, a church roof was damaged. Train spotter reported a tornado on the ground, Silver Valley, and that was early this morning. And if I'm not mistaken, one up in Oklahoma, just south and west of Oklahoma City. This one here, damage to homes and trees. Tornado may have began as early as 7:35 in the morning, and they did begin early as that storm, like I just showed you, was getting its act together very early this morning, around 5, 6 a.m. And now you can see it's developed into a very large system that's covering multiple states. Pretty incredible lightning associated with this giant storm that's pulling up the negative ions from the ground. They're colliding with the positive ions in the atmosphere, and we're creating these giant condensers that drop hail, a lot of moisture, in some cases create high winds and tornadoes. As you can see, the lightning count right now is at 34,617 and climbing, and that's in the last 120 minutes. Look for that number to go up as well. There's the hail reports that I was talking about, hailreports.com. That's tornadoes, hail, and high winds. We can go back in time and look at yesterday, and you can see yesterday there was quite the outbreak yet again of hail, tornadoes, and high wind spanning somewhere in the neighborhood of 900 miles or so. If we look at just the tornadoes from yesterday, if we look at the graph, several tornadoes, somewhere in the neighborhood of 25. And that's just what were confirmed. There could have possibly been more. 25 covering 3 states. That was yesterday. Look for more of the same today. We're also watching out here off the west coast of the United States a series of possibly 2 atmospheric rivers that are going to bring a lot of rain to the west coast of California, particularly Northern California, Oregon, Washington, up into British Columbia. Oroville Dam is reaching maximum capacity, or it's reaching the very, very top before they have to open the spillway. And it's climbed yet again. It's up to 890 now. The magic number is 900. And here you can see the latest report from Oroville Dam. And as of 4 a.m. Pacific time, it was at 890 feet, 0.95 inches, almost 891. The outflow does not exceed the inflow, so that means it's going to rise a little bit. They're managing it quite well right now. Rains at 44.04 inches. Look for that number to go up. As that number goes up, Oroville will go up as well. And the reservoir, like I said, 900 is the magic number when they have to open the spillway, or at least historically that's what they've done. And these atmospheric rivers are lining up. And back in 2017, that's what created the Oroville incident, was a series of atmospheric rivers that just brought a lot of water to the Northern California, in fact, most of California area. There was a series of, I think 3 or 4 atmospheric rivers over the course of maybe a month, and it brought a lot of rain to the area. Rare atmospheric river storms to soak California this week. Article dated May 15th of 2019, and you can see here another map of the Pacific showing same basic thing. Those storms are out there and they are coming, and they're going to bring a lot of rain. They're saying that the National Weather Service of San Francisco is saying through May 22nd, the state is expected to get 150 to 200% of its normal monthly rainfall. And that's thanks to a series of atmospheric rivers. And they do bring a lot of rain because they're in a linear fashion. And the linear fashion goes over the same area for hours and in some case days. It just depends on how fast they're moving. So we're keeping a very close eye on Oroville Dam as it continues to get closer and closer to that magic number of 900. Looking at tropical cyclones, we're seeing an area over in the eastern Pacific. Right now it's called an invest. That's the very early, in fact the earliest stages of what could potentially be a tropical storm in the eastern Pacific. It's a little early. Hurricane season does not start until June 1st, but I still think we're going to see an early hurricane this year. I know we've only got a couple of weeks to go, but I still think there's going to be a May hurricane somewhere in the Atlantic or in the eastern Pacific. We'll have to wait and see, but right now they are watching an area in the eastern Pacific. Right now it's just an invest. It's not anywhere near hurricane status. It's just an area of energy that they're keeping a very close eye on. And I want to show you guys some very interesting pictures and some video that have been sent in here recently. I've got a lot to share with you guys. I'm slowly but surely getting through it. Here's a few of the pictures that have been sent in over the past week. Alan from Sparta, Wisconsin. Enrique sent in a photograph of what looks like a giant mothership in the sky. Edith from Washington. Really cool. They call these horizontal, there's a technical name for them, but they're not actually part of a sun halo. I've seen these before myself. They are horizontal, what look like parts of a halo, but they're independent of themselves. And there may be a halo above this from Washington, noticed by Edith. Fantastic cloud photograph sent in from Minnesota by Penny. Another triangle in the sky. Kella, Orlando, Florida. Great observation. Look at this. Timothy J. Nichols. I don't think I've ever seen beams like that big. Look at that. Incredible. Good observation. Hebs from Mexico City noticed a big triangle shape in the sky as they were driving down the road, and his wife took this incredible photograph from the back seat of the car. Look here. Nick Bierman from Golden, Colorado. Nick's an incredible photographer, has an eye for the sky. Another example of his fine work from Golden, Colorado. It's an interesting photograph here of what looks like almost barbed wire in the sky. Look at that. Sent in by John from Platte, Missouri. Utah Leslie sent in this unusual cloud she noticed that maintained its position for well over an hour. Didn't move. The other clouds were moving, but this cloud did not. And it had a very unique shape to it. That's what caught her attention. And it stayed in this same exact area for well over an hour as she took her kids to school. Interesting photograph here from New Orleans, sent in by Nathan. And again, this could be some sort of a camera artifact. I don't know, but this one here does look like it's behind the clouds. This one also looks like it's behind the clouds, so it's difficult to tell. Angela from Georgia sent in this really cool split sky. We've got orange and gray and white going on. Hole punch cloud sent in by Benjamin from Ohio. Good observation, Benjamin. Look at this sky. Jimmy from Illinois. Big old roll cloud right before a storm or during a storm. This here looks like a sword in the sky. Ed from eastern Pennsylvania. That's what that reminded me of, a big sword up in the sky. Great observation, Ed. Mexico, CR. And this is unedited, by the way. This is exactly how I received it. Unbelievable. I want to pause here for just a second. Lynn H. sent this in, and you can see by looking at the clouds, these photographs were taken very close to each other. And she said the sky changed from blue to purple very, very quickly. And if you look at the structure of these clouds, you can see that it was a very rapid sequence of photographs within just a matter of a few seconds. So, great observation, Lynn. Thanks for sharing. Greg from Redlands, California, noticed what looked like some sort of an object in the sky up behind the clouds. Definitely doesn't fit in with the rest of the clouds in the sky. You can see some sort of features on something that looks round here and here. I don't know if that's a unified structure or two structures. But anyway, he noticed it, and that's what he described it as, something moving through the sky. Camden from Tempe, Arizona. Beautiful picture. General Santos City, sent in by Tom. He said it looked like lava or lava flow in the sky or a forest fire in the sky. Look at that. And that's during the sunset. Just beautiful. Fresno, California. Really cool clouds, sent in by Donnie. And last but certainly not least, Dana from Westminster, Colorado, sent in a beautiful double rainbow. And these seem to be the new norm. We don't hardly ever see single rainbows anymore. They're all these double, big, high-profile rainbows that look like highways in the sky. Great observation, guys. Thanks for sharing. Keep them coming. I do get to the emails sooner than later. I do get a lot of emails, though, on a daily basis. The email is quite crowded, to say the least. You guys are on the ball and wide awake. Here's some more examples of some of these big, high-profile rainbows. Chad from Columbus, Ohio, saw one. And, again, you know, it looks like just a big, giant portal or some sort of highway in the sky. I mean, really, they're just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Great job, guys. This one here started out as a double, or at least a single, and then he said for whatever reason, this was a photograph taken by Gary on the Indiana-Kentucky border, and this was sent in by John, and he said that we could use the photograph, and the rainbow filled in and turned white, and the color kind of disappeared, and that's what was left. Just a white gateway looking structure in the sky. Pretty cool. California, Deborah sent in, this is also a double rainbow. It's a little more difficult to see. It's not as obvious as the other ones, but there's the line right there that completes the double rainbow. So more double rainbows. And like I said, it seems like those seem to be now the new norm. So great observations, guys. Keep the photos coming. I greatly appreciate it. Here's the tornado. Basically, it was an outbreak from yesterday, and you can see all of these are tornadoes that were confirmed, and that's not counting the ones that probably were not seen out in rural areas. So Tornado outbreak May 17th of 2019. Look for some of the same today, as the conditions are definitely favorable for severe weather. I wanted to show you guys some unusual snow from New Brunswick.
It is May 14th, 2019, and this is New Brunswick, Canada. And you see that right. That is snow. This doesn't really ever happen, but it's May, and here we go. So that's my update here from Canada.
Santina Marie from New Brunswick, and as you heard her say in the video, this is not something that they generally see. Snow in mid-May, and they've been seeing snow up in Montana, if I'm not mistaken, in parts of North Dakota. Snow in mid-May. So quite the unusual year for weather, and it seems like the more we move forward in time, the stranger the weather gets. So hang on, guys. It's going to be okay, but the weather is going to get interesting. Now we can see the lightning strikes are over 35,000. When we started this video, they were at 34,000. It wouldn't surprise me to see this hit 50,000 today quite easily, as there is enough energy there to complete everything on the menu with regard to severe weather. High winds, tornadoes, very large hail, heavy rains creating flash flooding. So big heads up, guys. Be ready to move at a moment's notice. And I wanted to give you guys a quick update on that CME that was headed straight towards the Earth, that left the surface of the sun over here on May the 11th, and it was headed towards the Earth slowly but surely. In fact, there were two. There was a double CME headed towards the Earth, and the front CME was loaded with plasma, so it would have created a pretty good light show. Well, it was moving so slow that it ended up entirely missing the Earth. Unbelievable. So these things, like weather forecasts on Earth, can and will change. Normally, CMEs that are headed towards the Earth move much quicker than this. This was an exceptionally slow one, and as it turned out, it was moving so slow, it entirely missed the Earth. Incredible. Back to this photograph here from Timothy J. Nichols. Thanks for sharing, guys. Thanks for all of the photographs you guys send in video. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to check out the website, MrMBB333.com. It's linked below every video in the description box. All the data you see here is updated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The daily report up here is the newsroom, updated at least once a day, sometimes multiple times a day. Once again, MrMBB333.com. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.